What's going on, guys? This is Travesty here, and today I'm bringing you the Week 3 battle for the Paldea Battle Academy Association. I think it's Academy. Someone else said Association, but I'm pretty sure it's Academy. Yeah, it is Academy. I was right. So we'll be playing Sylvite and the Nether Sharps. God, I'm really on it with the names today. So the matchup will be appearing on screen now. And if you want to check out my opponent's links, they'll be in the description as always, as well as links to everyone who helps me out with team building and stuff like that. So Sylvite has a super threatening team, a lot of really powerful offense. You've got things like the Annihilate, the King Gambit, obviously, which is arguably one of the most broken mons in draft, Latias and Sylveon to hit on the special side, and a pretty solid wall core made up with Rotom, Heat, and Serena, and things like that. So the team we are bringing, the biggest threat my opponent has to my team, at least in my opinion, is that Shaman Sky and the Palafin. So to handle the Shaman Sky, we have a Spadef, Covert Cloak, Kilowattrel, with enough speed to outspeed Jolly Annihilate, and then Volt Switch, Thunderwave, Roost, and Air Slash. So Air Slash is pretty good coverage, Volt Switch just for initiative, Roost to keep myself healthy, and then Thunderwave to hopefully bait him into staying in with the Shaman, and then I can just Thunderwave it and then Roost off afterwards and handle it that way. Thanks to Shroom for the idea for this one. He suggested a White Herb competitive set, but I felt like that was single use and might not proc in the way we wanted it to necessarily, so instead I've gone for the Covert Cloak idea. Next up, to handle some of his faster threats, we have a Choice Scarf, Iron Crown, Psychic Noise, Volt Switch, Tachyon Cutter, and Focus Blast for that King Gambit. Again, enough speed for Jolly Annihilate. And then just max special attack and some optimized defensive EVs to try and live a Sucker Punch or take a Jet Punch as well as we can. I had this thing as Assault Vest for a little while to handle the Sylveon and the Latias really well, but then realized that I could just lose to Scarf Close Combat Annihilate. So instead we have this. It helps to check the Shaman Sky and the Annihilate pretty well by outspeeding and doing a lot of damage, and the Shaman Sky, if it is choiced and locks into something like Air Slash, we should be able to handle it from there. Next up is probably our dedicated lead, something that just puts so much pressure on all his team, and that's a Choice Banded Meowscarada. I was really tempted to run Banded Adamant and hope that Latias was just speed creeping my Salamence, but we've gone for the Jolly just to make sure we outspeed no matter what, just in case they do 252, 252 Timid, because the Adamant wasn't really changing any of the damage calcs. The more important thing is that we hit our triple axles. Flower Trick is super handy for something like a Bulk Up Palafin or a Bulk Up Annihilate, because I can crit through those defense boosts. Knockoff is also super spammable. If I lead with this, I'll probably just click Knockoff turn 1, try and catch the switch in like the Rotom Heat, get rid of something like Boots or Lefties so it can't recover as much, and then U-turn just for initiative. I can freely click U-turn on something like Latias and force it out that way. Next up, another big win condition is Flamoyed the Arcanine. We've got the leftovers, and we're running the full Curse set this week. Curse, Extreme Seed, Flare Blitz, and Morning Sun. I really wanted to not have to run Flare Blitz, but there's nothing else that hits Terrid King Gambit hard enough. And it just means it's safe. I can know whether or not it's going to Terra, and then also hits the Serena, which is obviously immune to extreme speed. We have enough speed that at -1 we should still outspeed a King Gambit, and then the rest just into bulk and attack. Basically, if we can get to +2, it's pretty much GG. As long as Serena can't hit me super hard with a couple of curses, then Extreme Speed is pretty free into everything, and then Flare Blitz just to clean up. Obviously there is an Annihilate there that can do big damage, but again, if we get a couple of curses up, like a Drain Punch won't be doing much. A close combat will still do a bit, but hopefully between the lefties and the Morning Sun we can keep ourselves healthy enough. Another potential win con is Heavy Duty Boots Great Tusk. So I decided to run Boots just in case of hazard stacking from the Clodsire. Got Headlong Rush and Ice Spinner. That hits everything as hard as I can hit it, basically. I didn't need fighting coverage for the King Gambit because Headlong Rush does enough. And then if it terrors, we want to be clicking Ice Spinner anyway. If we're in against a non-terrored King Gambit, I probably click Ice Spinner. It's a bit of a 50-50. Rapid Spin to get rid of any of those hazards, and then bulk up. So with Rapid Spin at +1, we should be outspeeding everything. If we can get a bulk up off, we do big damage to everything, and we can chew the priority hits from Palafin and... I say chew. We can take a priority hit from the Palafin, but we do chew the Sucker Punches from King Gambit as well. Yeah, I did have Pasho Berry for a little while, but it was the kind of thing that would only proc in a very specific situation against the Palafin, whereas Boots, if they bring any sort of hazards, means I can get a spin-off to protect things like the Arcanine and the Meowscarada. Then lastly, we have Azelf running a Twisted Spoon set with Sub, Stealth Rock, Dazzling Gleam, and Mystical Power. This thing is on a really good speed tier for his team, outspeeds Timid, Latias, and then Mystical Power, Dazzling Gleam does pretty consistent damage across everything. There's not a lot, like I can run Thunderbolt or something to hit the Terraflying King Gambit slightly harder, or the Palafin, but I'd rather just get a sub up and try and get damage up, try and get boosts up with a Mystical Power as well. And then Stealth Rock was just to try and help chip things down. So we'll be getting into the battle shortly, so good luck, have fun to Sylvite, and I'll see you guys when the battle starts. Alright, we are back here with the battle. Just getting my notepad and stuff ready. Let's see if we can get to a song that actually... Legends of Alola. Well, I guess that's not super relevant. Alright, let's see what they have brought. There is the Shaman. No Palafin, my dude. That is great news. Because I got rid of the Pasho Berry on Great Tusk, so wouldn't have needed it anyway. There is King Gambit, which is the only Terra Captain, because there's no Serena. Latias, Clodsire, and Rotom. I'm just gonna lead with Meowscarada, I think. Because there's no Annihilate either, so Triple Axle is super free. And so is U-Turn, because I don't have to worry about buffing those Rage Fists. Let's see. If he leads Shaman, I've got the Killer Wattrel. If he leads Rotom, I might switch just in case it's Scarfed. And pretty much anything else I will just be U-turning on. I think even Lati, I'd probably just U-turn on because he has to fear the sucker, right? And everything else should be slower. Alright, let's get into this. Gonna have a quick drink of water. Apologies if there's gross drinking noises over the mic, but deal with it. This is not a high quality content channel. Alright, good luck, have fun, Sylvite. Let's see how we go. Man, my frame rate is struggling. That is the Shaman. Cool. I go straight into Killer Wattrel. I don't even think twice about it. If he switches, we know he's not Scarfed. But I'm not making that risk of him staying in and going for an air slash and OHKOing my, massive offensive threat turn 1. I've accidentally sacked Meowscarada last week, and we're not doing that again. Gosh, the frame rate is really struggling today. Sorry, gang. Hopefully that comes out okay in the render, but for me it's a little glitchy. That's alright. It's the problem with running with just a small laptop in a foreign country. But it is what it is. Alright. So he probably stays in, or he has not spec crept enough, because Earth Power, well, that was certainly a play. He could go into Clodsire here, or the Rotom. I think I just Volt Switch. There's no point trying to T-Wave, really, because I reckon he doesn't want to stay in on this, because he might think we are scarfed. So I'm just going to Volt Switch. If he goes into Clodsire, then I can pivot into Tusk on that. Goes into Aklis. That sounds like a Clodsire. Oh, no, that's a Latias. What kind of damage are we doing? Like, maybe 5%. Can we tell anything from that? Probably not. Okay, that looks bulky. Yeah, that looks like it's pretty bulky, so that makes me confident to go straight back into Meow. And just click Knockoff. Yeah, there's the lefties, okay. So I'm pretty sure I just click Knockoff here. Triple Axle will be super free if the King Gambit Terrors or you get rid of the Rotom. Either of those coming in now and losing their item is great. There is no way you stay in. You're a bulky lefties Latias. I'm pretty sure this Oko's. Yeah, Knockoff does a minimum of 127%, so... and he's not Colbur, because he's lefties. So pick what loses an item here, my friend. And it lets us scout. I hope he goes... I kind of want him to go Rotom. Because then we can see if it's Boots, and we can whittle it down. Nightmare. That's certainly a Sylveon nickname. Cool, so Triple Axle would have just bonked this. That does like 40-ish%. Expert Belt. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That looks offensive. If we go like... Yeah, that looks like maybe max HP, but no defensive investment. But without the Expert Belt, Shadow Ball's not going to do a ton to Iron Crown. And obviously Hyper Voice is a move. Cool. Okay. Interesting. I think we just Crown, then Volt Switch expecting the Rotom, rinse and repeat, with Meowscarada just claiming a kill every time it comes in. Draining Kiss, that does the square root of fuck all. Thanks, Crown. Now, I'm pretty sure Tachyon just kills this, but it's still early game. Let's see, how much did that Draining Kiss do? Brought us down by 39, can I math? So that's not even max special attack. Oh no, that's with the choice specs, so if that's no item. Yeah, that looks like max special attack. Modest. Okay, good to know. So definitely not defensive. I'm just going to Volt Switch. You don't take a Tachyon Cutter. Cool. If we see Clodsire, that is a bold switch. Hephaestus, that's got to be Rotom. Because it's an oven. Does another maybe 10%. What are we looking at on Rotom? Heat with that kind of damage. Could you potentially be Scarfed? No, that looks bulky again. Because Volt Switch would have done more if it had... Well, if it's bulky... I don't have Flash Fire on this, on the Arcanine. I went for Justified for that King Gambit, which I do think is the right decision. How much do I do with Knockoff from Meow to a defensive one? I think I do like 50, but I would just die to an Overheat, and I think that's a bad play. Yeah. So it's not in range yet. What do I want to go into on this? Do I just go Azelf and get my rocks up? I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm running out of time. Problem is Kilowattrel can't really touch it, and I want to keep it healthy for that Shaman. So I think here I'm just going to get rocks up for Shaman and potentially King Gambit. This could just bot me with like an overheat. But we don't need a ton of HP on this, we just need a little bit. And if he's not invested, overheat's not doing a ton. And if he Volt Switches, we're still in a pretty good spot. Mystical Power is like maybe a 2-shot if it's Spidef, but I'm just going to get up my rocks. He stays in. There's the overheat. You can see how much this does. That does so much. Okay. Okay, so that's definitely max special attack. So it looks like max HP, max special attack, maybe? Something in that kind of range. Cool, well, how to lose your Azelf in one step. We'll just go for Mystical Power here. He probably switches. I could preserve this. If I get damage on this, then I just click triple axle every time with Meow. So that's what I'm going to go for. Okay, he does stay in. Are you kidding? What? Is Mystical Power not 100% accurate? Am I going insane? It goes into this, which, I mean, is just the freest triple axle of my life. I thought Mystical Power was 100% accurate. But I might just be misremembering. But if it's not, then oh, it's 90%. Okay, I'm just a doofus. Well, rip. We miss. As long as we don't miss triple axle right now. He could go King Gambit, that still takes a good chunk. Sylveon will straight up die. This straight up dies. Rotom, from the range it's at, should take a lot. This dies if we hit. Crit on the first one. Nice. Cool. Didn't even need the third hit. But Sylveon dies to Meow. Rotom kills Azelf. I'm kind of sad how I played that Azelf. It's probably Boots Rotom. So I think we just pivot into Kilo on it next time. That miss is kind of unfortunate. It would have put it down to less than half, and then I would have lots of things to revenge it from that range. Probably should have brought CC on the Tusk. Oh well. Yeah, there's the Festus. Do we see Boots? We know you're not choiced. Yeah, it's Boots. Cool. So we really want to knock those off. Get the Rocks chip going. I'm just going to go into Kilowattrel and then I can restart afterwards. See if that was... if that had hit. That would have been good. What does he go for here? Cool. That's fine. Surely you go Clodsire. He went Latias last time. But Clodsire seems so free. But then Clod lets me go into Tusk. Which he can't freely switch this in because he doesn't know that I can't touch it. So we can start. We can go from there. I'm just going to Volt Switch. He stays in. He's probably going for the Overheat. That's great. What do I have to switch into this? Because we're not Flash Fire. Well, I guess we're going to go into Arcanine. We have a bit of bulk. Wish I'd been Flash Fire. Oh, we just dodge. Okay, okay. That's fine, because now he thinks we're Flash Fire. Do I just Curse up? I think I do. Because Shaman should die if we get to like +1 from a Terra Normal E-Speed. Latias we can probably get up to +2. King Gambit we can continue to set up on because it'll give us justified boosts. So he probably goes Clodsire, which might be unaware, but we can scout that out. We go for Curse. Right, he is faster. So maybe I just misjudged that damage from the Volt Switch. Which means Mystical Power would have done a lot, but yeah. So would Overheat, so... Where is your switch in, good sir? Probably goes Clod. If he goes Latias, if it's defensive Latias at +1, how much are we doing? God, the computer is lagging so hard. There's the Clodsire. And it's not Boots. I hope this thing is Water Absorbed because I do have 3 water types on this team. Don't see an item. So defensive, if he's Water Absorb, which I was hoping to bait, to be honest. We are at +1. We should still outspeed. Flareblitz just wrecks this thing. What if we Terra Normal and E-Speed? Which I kind of want to do, because Flareblitz recoil will put me at really low health. But it should just about kill. But also that means we don't take much from an Earthquake. And then we can E-Speed the other thing as well. So now is when we find out if you're unaware or not. That's unaware. Gunk Shot. I don't like that. Alright, so it is... Even if it was fully Fizz-Def... Cannot believe you brought Unaware against a fucking Primarina! Cool, so that's, yeah, that's like fully physically defensive. Unaware. So Flareblitz is still a 2-shot. I'm gonna go for it here. Pray for the burn. Nice, that just kills. Clodsire dies to Arcanine. We are in a very good spot, gang. What does he have for a +1 Terra Normal E-Speed? Latias probably lives 1, and we'll have to see if we're out of range of old Draco. I feel like physically defensive. Yeah, Latias should easily live 1 if it's defense invested. But Draco should not take us out. So I think we would curse and Morning Sun. Probably Morning Sun first. If we bait out a Draco, he's taking his time. There is the Lati. We know you're lefties. I'm going to Morning Sun and scout what you want to do. Get myself back to a good amount of health. Because E-Speed is still a 2-shot from there. And if he Dracos, then we just set up another one, I think. Because then at +2, I'm pretty sure we win. Unless he has Willow. But he won't go for Willow because he probably expects me to be Flash Fire because he dodged that overheat. So yeah, I no longer feel bad about the Mystical Power miss because the overheat miss probably more impactful given the way this Arcanine is tearing through everything. We should live a Draco if it's not offensive. If it's like max HP, max special attack. I totally missed what move you went for, but it wasn't Draco. I was busy doing calcs. This is why I need a second monitor. Okay. We're Gucci though. We're at good health. I might set up again. Because that didn't do much at all. And then at +2, just so he can't like recover stall me. So yeah, we're going to go for Curse, and then Morning Sun, and then E-Speed twice. And this time see what he actually goes for rather than be busy calcing. Because then at +2 we wreck shit. King Gambit dies to Flare Blitz even if it terrors, I'm pretty sure. Shaman dies to E-Speed. Rotom should die to E-Speed from the range it's at. So yeah, if we beat this, I think Arcanine just goes fucking hard. Thunderbolt. Okay, that's what we went for last time. So that's his best move to hit me. Which is not great for him, to be honest. Cool. So is he just going for the powerful para? So I don't even need to Morning Sun at this point. If Thunderbolt's the best he's got, what do we back up to? Like 275? Yeah, we're just gonna E-Speed and see how you go. Oh my god. Rip. Okay, so it looks like this thing was specially defense invested, not physically defense invested. Cool. Cool. So we just click E-Speed again. How many do we have? We have 5 left after this. I only need 1 for Shaman, 1 for Rotom, King Gambit, we click Blitz. Cool. I think that's game. I think Arcanine just cleans up from here. So Latias dies to Arcanine. Oh, I'm so glad my big fluffy boy gets to do something. He's such an underrated threat in Gen 9. Everyone's like, oh, Incineroar replaced him completely in VGC, and Hisuian Arcanine is so much better, which it is. But, you know, the original fluffy dog is still a goat. Because at this point, we'll see what he goes into. Has to be the King Gambit. Yeah, there's Monarch, the King Gambit. I'm pretty sure you still just die to Flare Blitz at +2. Yeah. And if he terrors, it's still a chance to die if it's not like defense invested. We will take a fuck ton of recoil. We do see that he's not Supreme Overlord, which I expected everything to be defiant in this game. But he'll give us the +3 boost if he hits us with a Kowtow or a Sucker. He does Terror. So, Terror flying, but that now means Meowscarada has the freest triple axle in the world to clean up. He goes for Swords Dance. That's not the play. Because this, even if it doesn't kill, I just pick you off with an E-Speed afterwards. Oh, we get the burn? Oh, I'm sorry. Not that it matters, because we did just E-Speed the rest of the way home. Rip. Pretty sure, because it was definitely offensive Rotom from the damage it was doing, it has to be invested. So I'm pretty sure you die to a +2 E-Speed. Yeah, it dies to a +2 E-Speed, and there's no way Shaman lives in E-Speed. Unless it's... no, it can't be Sash and Boots. So, it's one or the other. If it's not Boots, it definitely dies to E-Speed. If it's... okay, well this dies. There's no way you live. You're at like, what, 75? Less. Yeah. We just click Extreme Speed. I think just 2 more times and Arcanine wins. So Azelf did nothing. We sacked Azelf to get Rocks, which did not a lot, to be honest. But that's fine. And then Arcanine nimbly dodged an overheat and then proceeded to just win the game. So that's fun. In comes the Shaman. It's not Rocks. It's not Boots, sorry. So look at the little floating animation. I love that the game does that. If you have something that's floating and you go into something that has a floating animation, you get things doing weird poses. I think my favorite I saw was like a Metagross. Looks super strange, but Shaman also looks a little bit odd, hovering around with its legs splayed out like that. Yeah, Terra Normal E-Speed just cleans up from here, which is nice. I'm glad there was no Annihilate, because that made the Terra decision really easy. So we'll just wait for my internet to realize what's happening, and there we go. Alright, GG Sylvite. That was fun. I knew Arcanine had a really good matchup. Definitely misplayed around with that Azelf a little bit. I had nothing really for Overheat from Rotom. Probably should have just stayed in with Kilowattrel. But yeah, a solid 5-0 gets us back in the mix. So yeah, cool. GG Sylvite. Hope you had fun. It was a good fun game. Again, links in the description to him and to everyone who helps me team build and stuff. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be playing Jack Gravy, I'm pretty sure, is what the matchup is. The commissioner of the league. So that should be fun. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.